Welcome to Invited Back's Q3 recap for 2024. That means we're talking about July, August, and September, which were full and full circle and stretching months, to say the least, but they were incredible and such a gift to even be able to share what happened in those months. July found myself and my family members traveling to Palau. It was my first time back since infancy, 1987. It was the first time I had been together with my parents in decades. We all traveled together, my mom, my dad, my niece, who is obviously my brother's daughter, and it was her first time ever being in Palau. And we all went there to remember my brother, to bring his ashes back to his home and his birthplace and scatter them and lay him to rest there. I have a hard time putting into words the depth of the experience there, but I'll try. And there are a bunch of YouTube videos that I had posted after our trip, and I'll link them wherever I do post about this video, so you can go and click on the links and watch some of the videos from the boat ride out to Kayangal, the snorkeling, and walking around, just seeing some of our experiences there in living color. So we arrived in the middle of the night and we were greeted by a welcome party and the rain. And it didn't even matter that it was raining, and it didn't matter that I hadn't seen some of these people since I was an infant. It felt like I was home, and I was immediately embraced in the arms of family who I felt so loved by. So we spent a few days just being in the space, settling in and getting ourselves ready to take the 2-hour boat ride. We took the state boat out to Kayangal, which is my dad's island, and where he was born and raised, and where my brother spent the first few years of his life before we all moved to Washington State together. I had family there from the States who were visiting at the same time and came to be with us there, and family who took the boat ride with us from Koror to Kayangal, and family that was waiting to embrace us there. And it was a real full circle moment for my mom. She first traveled to Palau 40 years ago. She sailed from Seattle to Palau and had to stay there an extra long time to get some things fixed on the boat, and because it was typhoon season, and that's how she met my dad, and the rest is history. But 40 years later, she was able to bring back my niece and I, and we were able to experience the richness of this large part of who we are. My niece in my brother and myself with my dad, and we were able to visit our dad's island together for the first time, really, that we could know and grow and learn and just sit with our family. So it was an incredible gift that I know sowed seeds for generations and generations to come, 40 times 40 times 40, to reap love for the people of Palau that my mom started within us so long ago, and we will continue for our family and for the generations to come. So we experienced the food and the family and the land. When it was the day of my brother's service, we waited for the tide to go out. We wanted to be connected. And what my Auntie Ungureng was saying is that we're connected to the land and the sea. And so we're not going to put anything in the land when the tide isn't low. And it was just an incredible moment. I remember where I was sitting, and of course someone was telling me in English because she was telling them in Palauan. And the rain was coming, so then we decided, okay, we better go now before it starts raining. And so we went and buried him and saved some of his ashes to scatter in the ocean the next morning. And it was the beginning of a lifetime of relationships that we will continue to cultivate and to grow into and to learn from and love each other together as we remember the legacy of my brother and as we move forward with hope and joy in the midst of deep pain and loss. Then my husband came as we took the speedboat back to Koror. I got to spend a couple days with my husband, and we couldn't have asked for just a more incredible time together. So, of course, there's a photo book, and again, you can see some of the pictures. I just had to share, for those of you that are watching on YouTube, you can see, I used to see shell collections that my dad had brought or he would bring home when he would visit family, and now I have one of my own that there's a collection over there in the corner of my office that I'll keep and pass on. And what an incredible gift. What an incredible, unexpected experience that was for all of us in July. And one that I'm excited to continue in this new year. August started a new school year for us here in Hawaii. Kids transitioning up to a new grade, one daughter transitioning to a whole new school. The opportunity to continue to sow seeds into the community in that way. So August was really kind of a resettling and a restarting of rhythms that come with the new school year and a preparation for what was coming next in September. So August, we began new rhythms and continued in with practices, embraced all that the summertime had given us, and brought it into a new school year. September was Women's Assembly Year 2. And what a gift it was. And what an elevation from year 1 it was. And year 1 was totally excellent. Year 2 was incredible. And I had the opportunity to serve as the program coordinator, helping with all of the behind the scenes run of show work with guest speakers, the tech side of things, and bringing it all together on the day of for a smooth production. So much fun and discipline and hard work, and so worth it to see over 400 women gathered to implement, learn about, and grow in the principles of extreme ownership, and where we just learn to own it all. This is one of the workbooks that we picked up. So it was such a gift to be there, got to meet some incredible women, got to connect with all of the guest speakers who were there. Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, Jenna Babin from Smart Her News. There is an energy that happens when you get women together and when you get women who are on mission with a purpose to own it all in their lives and their businesses and in everything that they do. We got to hear from Helen Willink and Iris Gardner, lessons from the trail. A dear friend, Latanya Sumter, brought the house down as she always does. And so many micro interviews from Rana Willink and panel interviews about business and about health and wellness. One of my nutrition coaches was up there on stage, Ann Montgomery. She rocked it. We have to own it all in order to do our best, to be our best for the people that deserve our best. And it takes hard work, and it takes discipline day after day against the grain. It takes us reimagining the possibilities, reinventing our knee-jerk reactions so that our ego subsides and so that we can detach and let it be our superpower, so that we can think with clear direction for the next interaction as we sow relational capital into the bank accounts that we are given day in and day out to steward. And that is our kids, our spouses, our teams, our communities, and all of those that we have an opportunity to influence. So year 2 of Women's Assembly was so incredible. In San Antonio, Texas, we got to do the river walk. We had morning PT, got to meet some of the new Echelon Front team members that were there for the first time. Such an incredible experience. I know that year 3 has already been secured, and so I'm really looking forward to what that has to offer as I get to look forward to September 2025. That was an incredible finish to quarter 3 of 2024. Started with Palau, came back to Hawaii, settled into a new rhythm. My husband and my daughter got to join me in San Antonio, Texas, for a time of travel and encouragement, for working hard, for getting after it, and for making an impact. And if you've made it this far, continue to reimagine with me. I am so thankful that you're on this journey. I said that I wasn't sure what year 3 of Invited Back looked like, but I'm in it for the journey. And being able to remember and reflect on all the experiences of 2024 has been such a gift. And I hope that it's encouraging you to do the same, so that we can take time to solidify the lessons that were for us from 2024, to bring in that growth, and also to remember to let go of the things that we are going to leave in 2024. As I mentioned at the end of my last recap video, I am continuing in weekly counseling, learning what to hang on to grow into, and learning what to let go of, learning what to reshape, so that I can move in to 2025 with clarity and vision and joy and courage and trust and empathy and hope. And that is my desire for you as well, as we reimagine and reinvent and reinvite together. Look for links for the YouTube videos about Palau, and I'll try and get some other links in there just for information. And then I'll also throw some links in for Women's Assembly, so that you can join us next year, September, in person or online monthly at the Women's Assembly calls put on by Echelon Front. I am so thankful that you're on this journey with me. I am sending my aloha until next time.